Orgasmic enlightenment, where the sexual and spiritual come together. I'm Kim Anami, and I'm a holistic sex and relationship coach and a vaginal weightlifter. In this show, we explore all things intimate. I believe that our sexual energy is life force, creative energy, and we can use it to shape our worlds, strengthen our relationships, and self-actualize. I blend the most avant-garde information from neuroscience, ancient sexual practices like Tantra and Taoism, to renegade wellness modalities to show you how to create gourmet sex in your lives. Come one, come all. Energy sex in the wild. Years ago, when I first began studying sexual energy, my big goal was to learn how to make love to my partner when he was on the other side of the room or when he was on the other side of the planet. Now I can. Most people have had some kind of experience where they're thinking of their partner or perhaps having very sensual thoughts about them and all the feels, and their partner calls them in that moment, or later tells them that they were thinking about them too in a very special way. Sometimes people will describe feeling a rush of energy in their genitals or their presence very strongly, or a wave of intense love. The idea that we can reach out and touch each other across the miles and continents even shows up in science. Einstein's entanglement theory, or spooky action at a distance, speaks to the idea that particles which are connected continue to affect each other even when they are separated by great distances. You can communicate with your partner and send them emotions, energy, love, and orgasms. You can send them plenty of orgasms and lots of fantasies and imagined next time I see you encounters. Being separated by distance is no excuse for a lull in your relationship. Whether that separation is across the room or at a party or in a public restaurant or over thousands of miles, you are still connected and you can still be making love to each other. Energy orgasms are orgasms that take place without any kind of touch whatsoever. You know the spiritual axiom that thoughts are things? Well, here we see this in action. Orgasms are things too, and we can have them wherever and whenever we want. Over the years, as a traveling nomad, I have often been separated from my partner by thousands of miles of ocean for lengths of time. Having the ability to make love to them on the other side of the world is a very handy skill. Psychologist and well-known sex researcher Barry Komisaruk at Rutgers University has done multiple studies mapping out the areas of the brain that are lit up during sexual and orgasmic states. He has tested people in his lab and their ability to think themselves off. This is exactly as it sounds. People imagine themselves to orgasm without any touch at all as their brain waves are being monitored. And lo and behold, the same areas of their brain light up as when they are having orgasms with physical stimulation. We also have the thoughts are things phenomenon show up in the work of the esteemed Dr. Masaru Emoto and his experiments looking at the structure of water. His work has been repeated in many forms all over the world to show that what we think forms and alters the world around us. For those of you who are new to his work, he conducted a series of experiments where he had people direct a range of thoughts and feelings into glasses and bowls of water. These emotions would range from love to hate, boredom, anger, indifference. The molecular structure of the water was tested before it had energy and feelings directed at it and after. And it was shown to be different for each emotion. The water that was sent positive emotions formed beautiful, harmonious patterns, and the water that was sent negative emotions formed mutated shapes. Yes, thoughts and orgasms are things. Now let's go on a fascinating expedition into the natural habitat of the species Energus orgasmus. Join me as we view them in a variety of situations and observe their behavior. Let's begin with Orgasmus solo. In the a solo expression, we may find either a man or a woman writhing in ecstasy, enjoying the stimulation of their own imaginations. Once one becomes accomplished in the art of energy orgasm, the hands are optional. One may simply propel themselves into states of ecstasy through thought and writhing alone. Orgasmus just the tip. The male partakes in a fine glass of kombucha. The woman places him in her sights and stealthily approaches him. She has her eyes on the prize. All it takes is a flick of the wrist and a sly stroke of the finger, and poof, he's a goner. Orgasmus domesticus. The female relaxes, enjoying her tea and her Jordan Peterson book. She feels a twitch in her genitals and then a rush of energy from her groin up to her chest. Waves, pulsations of bliss spreading throughout her entire body. She convulses with orgasmic pleasure. Orgasmus restaurantus. The female is on the hunt for prey. When she feels a sudden rush in her chest, pleasure fluttering in her belly, she moans in ecstasy. The other animals notice the commotion. The male penetrates her with his gaze, oh, so satisfied. I'll have what she's having. Orgasmus wildus. On their way to enjoy some leisure time, the female spontaneously decides to show the male some affection. Woof! She aims straight for his groin. He is pulverized, uncontrollably convulsing. She delights in how he is overcome in absolute surrender. Can everyone experience energy orgasms? Yes. The biggest factor in having them is the degree of connection and openness you have with your partner. I usually describe this kind of depth as gourmet sex. This is where you bring all of the parts of you to the table and the bed, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual. If your energy channels and your hearts and your genitals are wide open to each other, you'll be even more strongly connected across time and space. You'll be able to send and receive love and thoughts and orgasms. I go into more detail on how to do this in my Energy, Sex, and Orgasms podcast, and I walk you through it step by step in my Coming Together salon for couples. You can find both of those links below this video. For more tips on bodacious life, love, and sex, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, subscribe and also leave a review. And send someone else the gift of a healthy libido and an off-the-charts love life by sharing this episode with them. We'll be back next week, and in the meantime, many happy orgasms.